and welcome to another part-time Tech VA video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to support an affiliate program for products that you're selling from Stripe. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably already know what an affiliate program or what an affiliate actually is. If for some reason you don't, then an affiliate is basically somebody who sells your product for you and takes a cut of the proceeds. That might feel uncomfortable as a concept for you right now if you're starting off small, because you want to make as much money from your products as possible. But you need to remember that there are lots of benefits of bringing affiliates on board. For example, affiliates can reach wider audiences than you can. So you're more likely to pull in people that you don't have any way of contacting right now. And also, if somebody's bought from you once before, they're more likely to buy something else from you in future. So one of those people that you don't know now, if they buy through an affiliate next time they might come directly to you because they'll remember who you are and the sort of products that you deliver. This process that I'm going to show you doesn't really scale very well. So if you're thinking that you're going to bring on board a lot of affiliates immediately, then it's worth you spending the money to find a better way of doing this. However, if you think you're just going to have like a couple, up to 5 or 10 or maybe even 20 affiliates, then this process works really well and it's totally free and it achieves what you want it to achieve. So the process is going to be this. In Stripe, we're going to create for your product one price for each affiliate. And on that price, we're going to have a payment link. And on the payment link, we're going to put some metadata that indicates the affiliate ID. And then we're going to create a Pipedream workflow that listens for Stripe purchases, extracts the important details, including that affiliate ID, and sends it on to Airtable. Now, there are a couple of products I've mentioned there aside from Stripe. Some of them you may have heard from before, maybe from my previous videos. I'll just cover them quickly. Pipedream is basically a really great application that you can use to connect different apps across the internet and create workflows to kind of move data between them. So in this case, we're moving payment information from Stripe through into Airtable using Pipedream. And Pipedream's free to use for up to 10,000 invocations, which means that it'll handle up to 10,000 purchases for free in a month. If you're getting more than 10,000 purchases in a month, then it's not going to be a big ask to start paying for Pipedream, which is what you'll have to do. And the other product I mentioned earlier was Airtable. Now, Airtable is also free to use for what we need to use it for anyway. In fact, what we're going to be using Airtable for is just a drop in the ocean of what it's capable of. But if you think of it, I'm going to really simplify it. It's kind of like a database that behaves a bit like a spreadsheet. And you'll see that as we go. So you'll need to create accounts on pipedream.com and airtable.com as well. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm in my Stripe account now and I start in test mode because we want to test to make sure that it works always. Okay, and I've got my book here that I had on my previous video. So I've created a product, which is my book, and I've got a couple of prices. One is the default price. So that's my price. That's the price and an associated payment link there that I give out to other people. Personally, and it's on my sales page and people use that if they want to buy directly from me. Now I've created another price here, which is an affiliate price. Forget the values, it doesn't matter how much it is. But basically, if I go and have a look at the payment link for this and scroll down, you'll see under the metadata section here, I've put this key value pair affiliate ID and just 100. And you can basically add whatever you want in there. So in fact, I'm going to change it so it's affiliate number 1. So this is going to be our first affiliate's payment link. And this is the payment link that you'll hand out to them to get them to sell your product for you. Now, it might be that you want to modify your website so that it's got like a query parameter so that if they come in with a specific affiliate ID in the URL, then it swaps out the payment link for that affiliate's ID. You could do something like that. I'll show you how to do that in a little bit if you like. So we've got my product and we've got a couple of payment links with an affiliate ID associated on one of them. So the next thing we need to do is go across to Pipedream. And what we're going to do is connect up our Stripe account like we did last time. So I'm going to just show you how to do it all over again in case you're new to this. So when you connect Pipedream to Stripe, it asks you for an API key, and it gives you a very useful link for getting that API key. And you need to remember, if you don't remember from last time, that the API keys are different between test mode and live mode. And we want the test mode API key for now. So I'm just going to reveal the test key and copy it. And I'm going to go back to Pipedream and paste it in. And I'm going to say part-time VA Stripe test mode. There we go. Save that. Okay, so now I can start making my workflow. So I'm going to create a new workflow, and this won't be a new process to you if you see my other videos, but it's going to start with a Stripe trigger, and a trigger is something that kicks the workflow off. In our case, we're going to be listening to webhook events, which are basically events that Stripe are going to send to Pipedream. So I'm going to choose my test mode account, and rather than listening to all the events that Stripe can send us, we only really care about one, which is the checkout session completed event. And that means that someone's successfully gone through the checkout session and their payment's been accepted. And I'm going to give it a name and create the source. Now what this is doing in the background, if you'll remember from my previous videos, is it's creating a unique URL for your Pipedream webhook, and it's registering it with Stripe. So we can nip over to Stripe, have a look at webhooks, and we've got a couple here because I've got a couple of workflows going. So, so one of these is going to be the one that we need to use. Now it's waiting for events at the minute. So if you remember again from last time, we need to make a payment in test mode on Stripe so that Pipedream receives the data so it knows what it looks like, and then we can carry on building the workflow. So I'm going to go to my affiliate payment link here and copy it, and then I'm going to go and buy my product. Okay, so in the email address, it doesn't really matter what I'm going to put in here. I'm going to say affiliate customer. Okay, and then I'm going to put in the test Stripe card, which is this specific number which tells Stripe that in test mode that I want this payment to go through successfully so that I can test it out properly. And the expiry date and the CVC can be anything. The name on the card, it doesn't matter. And I need an address, so I'll just whack in anything. There we go. And pay. Okay, so the payment's gone through successfully. So if I go back to Pipedream, I can see there's a new event here. I'm going to select the event and I can have a look at the data, which is what I care about. So the interesting information in here is in the customer details. So we've got the email address and the name, and also the amount that they paid. So this is in pence. And under metadata here, we've got our affiliate ID. So now we're ready to continue and write that information into Airtable. So in my next step, I'm going to write Airtable. Okay, and I'm going to create a single record. Now it's asking me to connect an Airtable account, which I need to do, but it's also going to ask me which base and which table I'm going to want to put this data into. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to nip over to Airtable and I'm going to create that information now. So I've got my first workspace here. I've just signed up to Airtable. I'm going to create something from scratch. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it my product, my book sales. There we go. And I've got the first table, which I'm going to call affiliate sales. Okay. Now I need to set up the columns that I want to write data into and what type they are. So the default column is going to be name, and it's just going to be a single line of text. And I'm thinking here basically about what information is going to be useful for me when I need to draw a report and see how many sales I've made personally and how many have come through affiliates. So I'm just going to pick out information such as who made the sale, or who bought the product rather, what date they bought it, what price they paid, and what affiliate they used, if there was one. So in this case, single line of text is email. I want a date, the date they purchased it. So I'm going to choose date here, and I want it to be the ISO format. And I want to include a time field, which is going to be 24 hour. So that's date, and I want to add another field here, which is going to be amount, and this is just going to be a number, and it's not going to be decimal, it's going to be integer because it's in pence. If you remember from our data before, it just said 400 when actually the price is £4. And the last one is affiliate ID. And that is also just going to be a single line of text because it could be anything. And the default is going to be none. Okay, so now I've set my table up, I've set my base up. I can start to use that in Pipedream. So I need to connect my Airtable account before I can select that stuff in this thing here. So I'm going to go back to here and I'm going to get an API key from Airtable, and I'm going to paste it into Pipedream here. Create a new account. It's telling you how to get the key, which is really helpful. Okay, and now it's brought in my base there, my book sales base, and my table, which is really useful. And now I get to decide what the record looks like. So all of the fields in the left-hand column here have to be the same as what they are in my base, in my table rather. And you saw me put them in earlier. And these things, I'm going to pull them out from the event. So first of all, we've got the name, which is down in the customer details and the name there. Next is email, and I'm going to pull that out of the same place. Where's it gone? Email. Then let's quick reminder, date, amount, and affiliate ID. Those are the things we want. Okay, so next we want to choose the date, which is going to be in the context timestamps. So context timestamp, here we go. So steps, trigger, context, timestamp, that's what we care about there. So then there was amount, which is the amount that somebody paid. So that's the amount total. And then in here we want the, affiliate ID, which is going to come from that metadata here, there, okay? And we want a typecast, click that one. Okay, so the next thing is to test it. So what this is going to do is it's going to take my test event that I launched earlier by buying my product, and it's going to run it through this step, and I should see a row come up in my Airtable table. So let's have a look. If I click test. Okay, that's been successful. So I can confirm that by going back to my Airtable account, which is here. And I can see in there, it's written in the name, the customer email address, the date that they bought it, the amount they paid, and the affiliate ID. And so now you're storing all this data, you can query it later and find out how much you owe your affiliates at the end of each month. Okay, so that's working really well. So we need to deploy this. So first of all, I'm going to give it a name, Stripe affiliate program, and I need to change the Stripe trigger to be live mode, which means I need to connect my live API key before I can do that. And then when I've done that, then I can deploy. Hopefully this has been useful for you. If you've got any questions, add them in the comments. If you've got any comments about the way I'm doing it, stick it in the comments. If you want more videos on solopreneur tools and how to achieve the techie side of solopreneurship in a really easy, simple and cost-free way, then subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and hopefully I'll carry on making videos that are useful to you. If you've got suggestions for other things that you're trying to do, then let me know and I'll see if I can help you out with another blog post or another video.